It really is time for the people of America to take up pitchforks.
Thank you very much. Go ahead and hit it. I think we have a guest, don't we, Liz? Oh.
Who is the man that will risk his neck for his brother, man?
All right. She didn't even pot your mic up. I don't know what she's doing over there. We didn't hear your high pitch. There we go.
Shout!
She thought you were on that other mic. That was my fault.
I was actually on beat today.
It's good.
You guys are switching stuff up on me. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, that's good. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing fine. Are you as perplexed as I am over this court battle, over the president's ability to restrict travel of aliens into this country?
Well, I think what you just read pretty much showed that it's a cut and dried, and a first-year pre-law student can see that the President of the United States can restrict who he wants to come in and out of this country. And I think this is just another thing of the Democrats' sour grapes, and are going to try to obstruct Donald Trump every single step of the way.
Yeah.
Let me just say, it's a shame that, there are 15 cabinet positions. Donald Trump has been president almost 2.5 weeks, and we've only had 5 people.
5. And may get Sessions this afternoon. Did you hear why Elizabeth Warren was so mad about that?
Yeah, it's trickery that you want to get your people passed and want to keep him.
How
still
dare
as a
you
senator.
do that? Why is Senator Sessions even allowed to vote on this? Because we need the vote, Pocahontas. We need that vote.
And they would do the exact same thing.
Of course they would.
If the thing was reversed, the exact same thing.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to have to tune in and listen to this thing. Apparently, it's going to be available at least online. I can't believe that C-SPAN and some of them aren't going to carry the audio as these arguments are made. And hopefully, the appeals court rules pretty quickly.
Hopefully they should, and like I said, it's cut and dry, but it's the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in California, and you never know what they may rule on. So
I found out a little more about those the 3 judges that are apparently on that panel out there, and I obviously didn't. John Roberts from Fox News reported on them earlier. 2 of them are Democratic appointees. One of them as recently as 2014 from Barack Obama.
3-judge panel at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. William Canby will be on the telephone from Phoenix. He was a Carter appointee back in 1980. Richard Clifton there on the right will be on the phone in Hawaii. He was appointed by Bush in 2002. And Michelle Friedland, who will be on the phone from San Francisco. She was appointed by Barack Obama in 2014. A few minutes ago, the president said he will take the fight to reinstate his order as far as he needs to
go. Yeah.
What was the name of the Three Stooges law firm? Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe?
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Are these the Three Stooges?
Well, as I was pointing out, and you're probably walking in here at the time, there's been a lot made about the fact that this guy, this Robart, is a Bush appointee. But, unlike to the Supreme Court, there are people assigned to these lower courts who, the picks are not always as partisan or ideological, right, as they are to the Supreme Court. And oftentimes, in this particular case, this guy's from Washington State, where they had 2 Democratic senators, and Bush let them put the picks forward, right. And then he picked the one he liked the best of the ones they recommended. Right. So concluding that this guy's a Republican because Bush put him on there is just dead wrong.
Yeah, the court that they always pay attention to when it comes to future Supreme Court nominees is that the circuit that's in D.C. That's the one that most of the Supreme Court justices come from that have gone on. It's come from there. So yeah, a Supreme Court justice on the far, or a court judge that's appointed from California or Washington State. Compromise. That Bush did a lot of that during his presidency. So that doesn't mean this guy's a conservative at all. And we've seen how the Bushes don't have the best record of picking judges. If we look at Poppy Bush and Souter, that disaster.
Yeah,
affectionately, he's called Poppy Bush.
Yeah,
Poppy Bush.
Yeah, I could understand that. He looked in decent health at the Super Bowl. Did you see him roll out there in his?
I did not.
Yeah.
I missed it, and I asked Becky about it, and she was saying he didn't look all that well. But I was saying, so do you think that this is going to be we're going to be planning a former state funeral this year, or do you think he's got another year or two? And she said maybe another couple of years. It didn't look like this may be the year we're watching a funeral.
I think if he was that close to expiring, there's no way he would have been feeling well enough to travel to Houston and.
Well, he lives in Houston.
Well, I know, but to travel to that stadium and be in public and risk picking up pneumonia or a cold from somebody to drive out onto the field just to flip the coin, right?
It is the Super Bowl.
Well, I know, but still, he sure wasn't there for Lady Gaga. Lady Gagney, who conveniently enough announced a new tour.
Oh, really?
Right after. Didn't you see that, Liz? Liz already got her tickets.
Tell me this: were you as shocked as I was when she sang a song talking about "Lord, show me the way"?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I was outside smoking a cigar at the halftime. I was watching through the window.
Well, Becky and I had a bet that she was going to do something political. I said she wasn't. Becky said she was. So that's pretty much the reason why I watched.
Well, she did a little bit.
What was that?
Don't you think?
No, I thought.
So the Washington Post pointed this out because obviously I didn't see the performance. I went back and watched clips of it. But she sang her song "Born This Way," which is an obvious.
Right.
Has political undertones. And then she sang America the Beautiful. And then she sang This Land Is My Land. And if you look into the history of that song, Bruce Springsteen and a lot of current artists who sing that song sing the original lyrics, which are not the popular ones that you might hear. And it was written by Woody Guthrie, who was a huge political activist and who called anybody who disagreed with him a fascist. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yeah. And a lot of the original lyrics of that song harken back to his, racial class divides in America and walls. He made a reference to walls and all this stuff. Well, they suggested that maybe she followed America the Beautiful with This Land Is My Land as sort of a subtle social commentary.
Well, I tell you what, I think of myself as pretty well informed, and that explanation went completely over my head.
Okay,
so I'm thinking.
Right. So you walked away from it feeling pretty good.
I'm thinking most of the liberal audience out there didn't get it either. So she outsmarted herself on that one because I didn't get that at all. I was just like, hey, it wasn't anything controversial, and here's Lady Gaga saying, "Lord, show me the way." That's what I got.
One of Conan or one of them joked that 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 a lot of Americans identified with her because a lot of them felt like jumping off the top of a dome somewhere.
Yeah, with ropes on, of course.
With rope. Yeah, she had some support there, didn't she? All right, let's get to a quick break. 314-969-9797. Don't forget, we